Hi, so we are back, and this time we're with our last two finalists, and we're talking about hiring and building a team of employees that really loves what they do, which of course comes through in how they treat your customers. So with me I have Dan Newman, who is founder, CEO, and principal auctioneer of Alaska Premier Auctions and Appraisals in Anchorage, Alaska. And Will Chen, who is founder and CEO, along with his wife, of P.L.A.Y. Pet Lifestyle and You, based in San Francisco. So thank you both. Will, I'm going to start with you. Your company has grown a lot. You started your company because you couldn't find dog toys for your dog. Momo?
Yes, Momo.
Momo. I remember. So you guys started the business, you've grown a lot. You sell in all sorts of retail channels, but your team of employees has stayed relatively small. So I think that's something everyone here can probably relate to, is having either themselves or their employees have to wear a lot of different hats. Can you talk about how that works at your company?
Yes, that's a great question. I think a lot of small business owners probably feel that pain when they hire people. They need to look for people who can do multitask, who can wear multiple hats. And for us, I think the most important part is your recruitment process. For me personally, I feel like it's important to take the time to ask them questions, to understand what they're looking for and assess the fit. I always tell people that small business is not for everyone. You need to be prepared that there are times where you have to do things that are just outside your work scope. Or if you come from bigger companies, you probably are used to having a lot of things taken care of. You want to travel, you call your travel team, but in small business, you take out your own arrangement. Or if you want to send a package, well, take it across to the FedEx. So for us, it's really about setting the expectation right and being transparent about what small business is about. And if they are passionate about your company, your brand, or what you're doing, then hopefully it's a good fit both ways. So
it's looking for people who are really into what they're doing, and then it will translate.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Dan, you run an auction house and an appraisal business. There are other companies that do the same thing as you. So how do you leverage your employees and your overall process to differentiate yourself from competition?
So we have really leaned very heavily into as much technology as we can. From being the first auction services company in our marketplace to offer a mobile bidding app that folks could download directly from the Play Store or the Apple iTunes Store, or go straight to our website with a mobile responsive site that is easy, streamlined, engaging, and ultimately fun. It makes it so that our employees can take pictures directly from a mobile device, upload them to our cloud-based software, and deal with literally thousands of pieces of inventory on a weekly basis, as we're publishing an average of 2 to 3 auctions per week with roughly 500 units or lots of inventory. And so our employees are the lifeblood of our organization. There's a lot of labor involved when it comes to dealing with people's assets or their prized treasures. And so finding the right folks that see the value in the different types of assets that we're selling and take care of them with care is critical in making sure that we differentiate ourselves and really strive for excellence every single day in being the premier auction house.
You talked about treating customers with care, which is sort of ironic because you would think that it would be like these things that you're auctioning off that you need to treat with care, these valuable things, but also your customers, because a lot of people might not realize that a lot of times your customers are coming to you at a difficult period in their lives, or maybe they've lost someone and they need to auction off their belongings. How do you ensure that the people that you hire have that empathy to provide what you've told me is like white glove service at this time that could be difficult for your customers?
Being open, honest, ethical, transparent. We were honored with being awarded with the Better Business Bureau's Torch Awards for Business Ethics back in 2021. And the type of people that we're hiring, we have to be able to entrust them to go into somebody's estate or into their place of business and trust that they're going to be treating those persons' assets as if they were their own. And so treating it with the highest level of care. We have the grandma test. If you wouldn't, take that $100 bill off your grandma's dresser, then why would you do that with a customer, sort of thing? And so knowing that we have a top-notch team of ethical people that are dealing with a high volume of assets is imperative for us to be able to be entrusted by our sellers with their most prized possessions. I tell folks, to your point, we deal with the 5 Ds, whether they're going through a death in the family, divorce, downsizing their estate, departing from the state, or developing a fundraising strategy. If our clients don't have the time, the manpower, the expertise, or quite frankly, the desire to deal with this, they're going to call us up, and we have to be as white glove bespoke as we can for them in their unique situation, so that way we can handle all the inventory and they can take care of themselves and focus on what's most important to them in transitioning through these phases and taking care of themselves or their loved ones.
I think the key thing there, talking about being like bespoke, whatever business these people own, I think that idea of like making sure that what you're offering is what this one customer actually needs, even if it's just how you talk to them about it, is really essential. So Will, you and Deborah started the business, as I said, because you couldn't find the toys that you wanted for your dog. How do you ensure that your team, you talked about passion, like how do you hire and interview people to make sure that you're hiring people who really do share your passion for this?
Yes, I would say it's not, we're fortunate to be in our line of business. It's not too hard. I mean, show of hand, how many people have pets at home, dogs or cats? Right? And I mean, the statistics is that 67% of a household in America have pets. And what's even more interesting is, I think 99% of, a survey I recently read say that pet parents see their pets as part of the family. And what most people don't know is more than half actually say that pets are as part of the family as any other human being within the family. So chances are when we interview people, good number of them already have pets, and I think the process is self-selecting. If people candidates who apply to a job at P.L.A.Y. tends to already know what we do, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't be there. It's not difficult for us to quickly assess if someone is aligned with our value when it comes to sustainability, things that we want that's best for pets and the people, and doing things that are right to help animals that are less fortunate. So for us, we don't really have to, we're very fortunate in a sense, we don't really have to go out of our way to find people who are passionate about pets.
Your company, just inherently, because you're selling a product at retail, your customers are always looking for something new, right? So you have to be always evolving and innovating. What is the next cool thing that we're going to sell? So how do you involve your team in figuring out what that constant evolution looks like?
Yeah, that's what actually one of the most interesting or fun part of the small business for us. Because our team, most of us are so passionate about pets because we are pet parents ourselves, that passion to deliver what's best for pets and people and the planet, we call it the 3P, that manifests itself in our product development process, in our marketing campaign, in our trade show promotion. So in a lot of companies, the product development process is done by a product development team. But for us, from ideation to test of concept to sampling the iterative rounds of trying to improve a product, we actually involve, to your point, we have a small team. So it's not difficult to involve everyone to get some feedback, to hear the voice of the customer. And that's how we feel like it's also easy for us to get everyone passionate and continue to feel the compassion for the products. Yeah.
Dan, in being in Alaska, I feel like you might have a little bit of a more limited pool of employees, that you are competing with other businesses, not even of your own type, but all sorts of other businesses. So how, and that is a challenge for every small business everywhere, finding good, talented, committed employees. How do you make your company attractive to them?
So with Alaska's population size being roughly 700,000 or so people, we are the largest state by landmass. Sorry, Texas. But ultimately, the pool of qualified individuals that are going to be suitable to work in your company is quite limited. And so for us, offering as many of the traditional benefits as we can, be it paid time off or flexible work schedules or accommodations to their schedules, a 401k that will match, paying for holidays is kind of the typical things. But we try also to invest in our employees as much as possible. And whether it is earning a designation or a certification or training through the National Auction Association, through marketing or through real estate or through benefit charity nonprofits, or general personal property appraisal designations, the more that we can help them be the best that they can be within the industry, the longer it's going to pay dividends for our company. And so knowing that we're going to do what we can to take care of them and provide for their needs, if we don't take care of our employees, there's no way they can take care of our clients. So we always want to do what we can to help ensure that they are being provided for and given the tools that they need to be successful so that our company can continue to grow.
Yeah, so I think that's great advice for everyone. In the final moments that we have left, Dan is a certified auctioneer, so if you were going to throw us back to Steve, but in an auctioneer style, do you want to do that for us?
I'd say, who wants to start the bidding for Steve's metaphorical cape? Open up the bidding at a $25 bid. Who go 25? 25 is the bid. Looking for 50. Bid on a $50 bid. Looking for 50. 50 in the back. Then 75. 75 now. Bid on $100. Bid on 100. One's the bid on 125. Bid on $125. Bid on 125. Sold it. $100. Back to you, Steve.
Thanks, you guys. Thank you.